Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So we're up and running.
Tony Adams is the standout player, Peter.
Well, he does stand out, Jim, of course, but specifically how?
Because he's a colossal presence who seems to thrive the tougher the job gets. His level of commitment is an inspiration for everyone to follow.
Closest thing to a manager on the pitch.
Can't argue with that.
Well timed, excellent interception. Not the most accurate pass. Tries to get it clear. Chetri, this is a promising build-up. Shonen Belmare are looking to break at pace. Bastoni with the clearance. No foul, says the referee.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball. Oh, look, this is about as tentative as it comes. Hopefully, a football match will break out soon.
And the shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And he's heaved it away. That's a little off target. Tomori. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Seedorf.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
There's the shot! Caught offside that time. Stood up well to him there. Bruno Fernandes. Arhan. He's found a way through. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Belletti. Lovely pass, but can he get there? It's a goal kick. Not the best distribution from the keeper. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Nicked it back promptly. It's Van Basten!
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Musiala! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Well, talking about creating a problem for yourself, okay, credit the good pressing, but that was entirely avoidable.
And this is Batistuta. Now, can they get him away? And that is the end of the first half. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So very little to report. Nothing indeed in terms of goals scored.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
Substitutions taking place.
So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. Back on the way then.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. That's been cut out, well played. Now he's got space here. And he's intervened well there. Couldn't squeeze it through. That's rather hopeful. Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Shun and Belmare certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
He's a sharp little ball here. Gets a good foot in there. 0-0 still. It's a game that needs a bit of life injected. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And he can thump it away.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
That's really well cleared. Tomori promptly onto that, and that is that. Batistuta. And that is well cleared. Can he get it through? Bastoni kept his eye on it, and he's there. Tomori. And it's Musiala. Now it's Batistuta. And he's gone looking for safety. Aimed beyond the defence. That is ended up in no man's land.
Substitution on the field. Number 20. Coming on the field is number 5, Ribery.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Now it's Mbappe, and he's managed to get free. Mbappe. And he's cut it out. Deftly away.
South Korea clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Bastoni calmly anticipates.
Substitution on the field, number 12, and coming on to replace him is number 27, Silvestre.
And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Chetri looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now. Well, it's very much looking like this might be destined for a scoreless outcome.
He's picked his way through. Oh, look at... Shot a goal! Oh, what has happened here? And he's quick to get rid.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Goal kick. No, I stand corrected, it's a corner. The message is simple, defend this with your lives. Dani Olmo plays it short. Good ball, good take. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. Driving forward. Oh, that's fabulous. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Shannon Balmare certainly had some good moments, Peter. There were plenty of encouraging spells that more should have been made.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just getting started.
There's a player below, Peter, that I admire on a professional and personal level, the one and only Raul.
He's just out on his own for consistency.
Indeed, and a terrific leader. Talent has to be backed up by hard work and tenacity, and he leads by example, hence the respect he commands.
It's a pretty loose pass. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nicely weighted ball. It's a goal kick. Rijkaard. That has been slung wide.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Well, we expected better, and so did he. Hullet looking for the chance to skim one in from range.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Chetri. It's a good run down the right.
Just needs a little bit of fine-tuning.
Rijkaard.
Bangladesh genuinely seem like a side that's confident with the quality they have out wide. They certainly like their little intricate combinations and link-ups.
Well, that's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you'll want to make sure you give the opposition a different look with each attack, variation, unpredictability. You know, that's always key to success.
That's a sharp pass. Pinches it off him. Half an hour played now. Cannavaro gets across to intercept that. That's a cute ball. Pass somewhat off target. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Rijkaard. Wriggles his way through. And this is Hullet. And Hullet! Superb from Hullet! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
After 39 minutes is number 6, Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit. Substitutions taking place.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. The first breakthrough.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Tries from a long way out. And that is doing no harm at all.
Shonen Belmare certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Shonen Belmare can, of course, make a change whenever they choose.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Rijkaard. It's Roberto Carlos. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead, and that gives them something to build on after the break. Shonen Belmare come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
I'm sure they will make
Well, let's not beat about the
souvenirs.
bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So the action resumes.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Bruno Fernandes. Chetri. No, that's been intercepted. Pull it. Oh, that's a key interception. Not the most accurate pass. Schneider has the space to scheme. He's picked his way through. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Well, that's a booking. Always looked it. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort, but do hope it's nothing serious.
Well, he was the one player you had to keep away from the area. Not the best way to do it, though.
Substitution on the field. Number 17, Schneider. Coming on the
Probably
field
be looking to
is
play it square from here.
number 21.
Yeah, plenty of jostling in that box. They just need a good delivery.
He went for the curler.
Bangladesh have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
Oh, good-looking ball. And no, that was never going to make it. Shonen Belmare will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. It'll be a throw-in. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can...
And the shot! He's done very well to get to that.
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And he gets rid in a hurry. McAllister proves just a little bit too strong. Oh, it's come loose. Schoen and Belmare are looking to go forward now. Davids.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. 75 minutes played. Now it's McAllister, and he plays one through. Brilliantly cut out.
Bangladesh surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Well, that pass isn't the best. Tries to pass it through. McAllister. Well, this could be it, bar something close to a minor miracle.
Well, I like to see, Peter, that they haven't given up yet, so the spirit burns on.
Oh, that's fabulous. Ball in towards the middle. Khan claims it without any fuss.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Oh, well played.
Has been indicated.
Deep into stoppage time. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. Cannavaro. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest.
On public transportation today,
How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Schoen and Belmare really didn't do an awful lot right there. They didn't do much at all. I thought some strong words at half-time would spring them into action, but nothing happened.
Well, thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. So this is a story of survival, a series of poor results, and they are left on the very brink. However, all is not lost just yet. A win here, and they will still have their seat at the table. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So straight into the action. Shonen Belmare need all the support they can get here. To say this is crucial. And there's the shot! And he should have made them pay.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Gabriel cuts it out. Oh, a delicate chip through. Olise. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
A little bias on my part, but Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the greatest fullbacks around, certainly when it comes to attacking creativity. So, naturally, you'll be bound to see him in the final third, where he can get the very best out of his strengths.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly, actually, at both ends. Looking for the run. He's through here. David Villa! And again! And he has his goal! And that has raised the roof. Survival now, very much on. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
Shonen Belmare. And the finish! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Olise has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that. That pressing is so good, it's nice and early.
Rijkaard. And no, that was never going to make it. Keeper's got good distance on that. No, not quite on the same wavelength. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And now they can clear their lines. Now it's Torres. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's McAllister. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Torres unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And it's Azar. Now it's Kimmich.
Oh, great feat, that.
Kimmich's cross. Punched away. Big chance! That is decidedly lacking.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Pass somewhat off target.
There will be
Almada.
1 minute added
Cracking
time.
ball. And Torres! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And that brings the first half to a close. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
And just a
Shonen
quick reminder
Belmare
to
coming
please
in
drink
at
responsibly.
half-time,
Anyone
leading
appearing
by 1
intoxicated
goal
or
to nil.
behaving in an inappropriate manner will
I
be
thought that was a
removed. Thank
decent
you very much
45
for your
minutes of
cooperation.
football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Well, that's a booking, always looked it.
Well, the referee must have thought he truly meant that. He has to behave himself from here.
The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all. Torres does really well to win the ball there. Almada. Fernando Torres. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. McAllister gets his final warning.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Looking to play him in, and he's in on goal! And he's there to get it away.
India really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Well, that was coming, Peter. You know, he was on a final warning after all.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Applies the finish! Lacking in accuracy.
Hazard probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.